do have on the script to say the Republican incumbent because, we are running into voters who don't really know who their congressman is, and, we don't necessarily want to try to give John Faso any name recognition with folks who don't know him. So that's why we have Republican incumbent on that script. What's the one issue you think Congress should focus its energy on this year? What do you care about most? What would you make Congress actually work on if you could? On those responses, a lot of the responses we've been getting, don't fall into all of these buckets. You don't want to sort of like suggest things to voters. We have a Google form that we're going to use to record different answers to that question, and that we're also using to record like any interesting notes about the voter. So just keep that in mind just for a second, because when we do get voters that are super enthusiastic about this and they cannot stand John Faso, we do want to ask them if they'd help, do what we're doing and be a volunteer. A checkoff box on the virtual phone bank. But if you get someone who will volunteer or who's enthusiastic, we do for their email address. If you have someone that has an answer to that issue question that isn't on the options, or there's any like interesting notes about the voter, you think it's good for us to know when we're contacting them over the email address, you do that Google form, and it asks you for your initials, the voter van ID, which should be in their voter information, or you put the voter name in, and then you just put your notes or the email address in. I'll be honest, the Google form is a little bit clunky. I've had some folks do the form after every voter when they have something. I've had people take notes on like scrap paper and then enter them in at the end. I wish it was a little easier and we could just do it on the virtual phone bank, but we can't right now, and so I'm gonna try to fix that. But for now, that's our best way to get that information in there. You enter in all of your data and your answers to the questions, and then at the very bottom, it just says save and go to next voter. So once you talk to you record the data, you hit the next button, and your conversation gets saved, and you get another voter that you can call.
Yeah, the number, the 767, that whole long number, does that change weekly or daily, or is that always the number we would use?
We have been changing it weekly.
Okay.
And so we have been sending like an email out on Mondays to everyone. And we are also updating it on these Google slides. So if you bookmark it, that'll be updated every week. The voter universe we have in New York 19 Votes is about 74,000 voters, and we have about 50,000 phone numbers in there. So, we would like to get a phone call to all of the 50,000 voters we do have a phone number for, which is, we've done about 2,500 dials over the past week and a half, 2 weeks. So, we're making pretty good headway. We could certainly make more, but, if anyone ever wants some numbers to help motivate volunteers, I will happily give numbers out, Shelly.